Hello, my name is Brenda and I am going to be going over 5 of my top breastfeeding tips. This could be for you at any time during your breastfeeding journey and things that honestly I wish I would have known before I started my own breastfeeding journey. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Number 1 tip I would give you is find a trustworthy lactation consultant. Truly become educated on breastfeeding, the benefits of it, and what are the kinds of things that you are going to need when you do start your breastfeeding journey. For me, I think about 2 weeks into my breastfeeding journey, I was experiencing a lot of pain. My midwives, I had a home birth, so my midwives ended up getting me in contact with a lactation consultant. If you're able to put a fund for a lactation consultant in your actual baby registry as part of a baby shower gift that people can put money into, I seriously suggest that, because it'll make such a difference. Starting your breastfeeding journey and you start coming into problems, or you start experiencing pain or anything like that, you want to have someone that is going to be there to guide you and kind of just help you along the way. Find a lactation consultant and allow them to help you and allow them to really guide you through this process, because I think for me, I thought it was something that would just come naturally to me. And although it did, there were still a lot of questions that I had. And so I'm really, really grateful to have had the lactation consultant that I had. So number 1 tip, find a lactation consultant and really become educated on breastfeeding and the benefits. All right, my second tip would be to eat enough calories. And I mean this one so seriously. I think one of the things that helped me out with breastfeeding and during my breastfeeding journey was the fact I was not focused on losing weight, okay? And I know that that might be a little bit hard. I know that your body changes so much during pregnancy and postpartum. This is not the time to be focusing on cutting calories or losing weight or anything like that. You just delivered a beautiful, beautiful being into this world, and it is time to nourish yourself so that you can nourish your body and nourish your baby with your body. So I would say my biggest tips are high caloric foods, foods with a lot of fat. It doesn't matter what kind of diet you do, whether you're vegan or you don't eat dairy or you don't eat gluten. Like, no matter what it is, no matter what your diet is or what your preferences are, just make sure that you're eating at least 2,300 to 2,500 calories every single day. That was what helped me, I would say, the most, was to eat enough calories. Most importantly, during the day, and I know it sounds a little crazy, but during the night as well. So even though it might not seem conducive to losing weight, I promise you this is not the time to be focusing on losing weight or anything like that. You will get that time and that space to do that, but the first few months of breastfeeding is not the time to really be focusing on that if you want to sustain and maintain a really, really good milk supply and a really good breastfeeding relationship. So again, tip number 2, eat enough calories. Don't have to worry necessarily about counting calories or anything like that, but really nourish your body. Eat until you are satiated and eat a couple small meals during the day. So maybe every 2 hours have a snack with nuts or cheese, or peanut butter or oatmeal, different things like that. Some of the things that helped me out the most were oatmeal in the mornings, eggs, toast, and some sort of fat for lunch. And then I used to always have a nice hearty big dinner. That was one of the biggest things that helped me out so much when I was first starting off, was really reminding myself that this time was for nourishing my body, nourishing my baby, and the weight loss can wait. I just said you have to eat a lot of calories. I'm gonna eat your cheese. Tip number 3, feed on demand and offer the boob often. I cannot stress this enough. Try your best to not feed on a schedule. It is not wrong to feed on a schedule, feeding your baby every 2 hours, 3 hours. Everybody is different, everybody's lifestyle and needs are different. So if your pediatrician is recommending you to feed on a schedule, that is perfectly fine. Do whatever your doctor says at the end of the day. These are just my personal tips. But one of the things that helped me a lot and helped me to really maintain a really high milk supply was actually to feed on demand and to offer the boob as often as I literally could. I mean, she would cry because she got hurt, I would offer the boob. She would cry because she was tired, I would offer the boob. She would cry because she was hungry, I would offer the boob. Like, I would offer the boob constantly. And so with that, you know, milk is really created through the drainage, a complete drainage of the breast, basically. So when the breast is completely drained of milk, then it continues to, you know, produce more milk. Milk is made through demand. If the baby is demanding a lot, you will most likely start to produce more milk. One of the things that I noticed actually was when my daughter Luna was experiencing like a growth spurt, she would actually want to breastfeed more. And I noticed that during those times where she was breastfeeding more, I actually started making more milk. I noticed it because my breasts would get enlarged and things like that. So that is one of my biggest tips. Again, feed on demand, offer the boob as often as you can. I like to say it's kind of like a waiter at a restaurant offering you water, right? So you may not want water right now, but they are gonna come by and they're gonna offer you water right now, and maybe in another 5 or 10 minutes, they're gonna offer you another glass of water. And every single time you might deny it, every single time you might say, no, I'm good right now. But the waiter will just keep coming and coming and coming and just continue to offer, you know, that water. So I like to kind of emulate that same structure where I would just offer my boob, I would offer milk frequently to my baby, throughout the day, throughout the night. And that was just one of the things that I think helped my milk supply to stay really high, was feeding on demand and really just allowing, you want leche? Was just feeding on demand and honestly just allowing the child to eat whenever they wanted to, whether they were fussy or teething or simply just bored. I would offer it constantly, and I really do think that that was one of the things that allowed us to maintain a really constant milk supply. Number 4 is to stay hydrated. Again, I've said this with all of them, but I can't stress this one enough. This is actually one of the things that I was actually recommended by my midwife, by just so many different people in my life who had been breastfeeding for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Keep a mason jar or even like those Yeti cans of water by your bed, in the kitchen, in your car. Just keep it near you so that you are constantly reminded to drink water, because you are producing milk and that is going to dehydrate you. So over time, while you keep producing this milk, you are going to start becoming, you know, dehydrated. And one of the most important things, aside from eating enough calories, is honestly to stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water a day. I can't say what that looks like for you specifically, but for me, I think at that time, in the very beginning, mostly freshly postpartum, I was just so thirsty. I would wake up in the middle of the night, super thirsty. And I know sometimes you have that fear of like, I don't wanna wake up to have to go to the bathroom. I don't wanna wake up to have to pee 15 times a night, but I promise you, it will help your milk supply for you to just truly stay hydrated throughout the day and throughout the night. So whatever you want to do to make sure that you're getting enough water throughout the day, it can be simply getting one of those cute like jars, or what are they called, water bottles, that have like little sayings for every hour of the day and kind of tells you how much you're supposed to drink throughout the day. Those are super cool, but simply just get enough water. If water's something that you're like, I just don't like it, I don't enjoy the taste of it, like whatever it is, try adding something yummy to your water, such as lemons or oranges, cucumber slices. I was saying, if you don't love the taste of just plain water, add things to it, make smoothies throughout the day, eat juicy fruits, whatever you need to do to get water throughout the day. Make sure that you are doing that, because it really, really does make a difference. And last but not least, My last tip, thing to kind of encourage you, is that it does not matter how long you breastfeed for. It is not a competition. It is not a, race. It's truly a marathon. It's something that you're gonna be working towards every single day. And there might be days where you can have stressful times, where you're feeling touched out, where you're feeling like you want to give up, but I highly encourage you not to keep going, to, like I said, seek information, seek help if you're struggling, and just remember that this is a gift that you are giving to yourself, to your child, and it is something that is so, so beautiful. It creates such a beautiful bond between you and, your lovely baby. So just try to remember at the end of the day that it is not something that you have to, reach a specific milestone, no matter how long you breastfeed for, even if it's a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, 10 years, no matter how long you breastfeed for. Truly just remember that it is a gift, and it is something so special and so selfless that you are doing for yourself and for your child. And just remember that. Be so proud of yourself, mama. You are doing such a good job. I'm seriously so proud of you. And just remember that, you are never alone. And if you are experiencing any sort of problems or discomfort, really just ask for help, and do not be afraid to seek help. And just remember that it's truly a gift. And now for the very, very last thing, I do want to give some tools, some little actual physical things that actually helped me a lot. So one of the things that I enjoyed eating a lot to get enough calories, and one of the things that was really simple, because I know when you are freshly postpartum and you're a brand new mama, it is not easy to make extravagant meals. I totally understand that. So one of the things that helped me a lot was actually oatmeal. Whether I was making quick oats, overnight oats, boiling them on the stove, no matter how I did it, oats are actually, I think they're called a galactogen. They can basically boost milk supply. So like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending anything or anything like that. I'm just giving you simply my own experiences. And I really do feel like the weeks where I was eating tons and tons of oatmeal, I was producing more milk. May it be because I was eating enough calories, who knows exactly what it was, but oatmeal is something that really, really helped me, to stay full and to get a quick meal in and to produce more milk. Another tip that I would say is to use a Haakaa. I actually would use a Haakaa, which is basically like a little device where you're able to catch the letdown of your milk on the other side that you're not breastfeeding. So you put it on the side that you're not breastfeeding on, and it basically just catches the milk that would otherwise, leak into your nursing pad or into your shirt. And that allowed me to build a breast milk supply for if I was not home, or if I wanted someone to feed Luna with a bottle. However it was, that kind of also, I think it also in the very beginning kind of tricked my body into thinking that I had 2 babies. And so my breast milk supply in the first few months, I would say the first 3 months, was insane. I had so much milk during that time, and I truly do think that it was because I was not really necessarily pumping, but I was suctioning on the other boob and kind of creating a demand on the other side. And so I was constantly draining both sides, which was really just telling my body, okay, I'm gonna produce more milk, I need to make more. And it really allowed me to build, like I said, a stash for the freezer. And my last little tip is do not pump unless absolutely necessary. There's really no reason as a breastfeeding mother, unless you're working or, like I said, you want to really build a large breast milk supply for the freezer or things like that. There really isn't a reason that you need to be pumping every hour or every 30 minutes unless you are otherwise recommended to do so. So I would just say offer the boob as often as possible, pump when necessary, and do not worry about the number or the amount that comes out when you are pumping, because that has nothing to do with your actual breast milk supply. That has nothing to do with how much milk you are actually producing. As long as your baby is having enough wet diapers and enough poopy diapers, I promise you, you are producing enough milk, mama. Do not stress about it too much. Do not worry about it too much. As long as your baby is gaining weight, you are doing a great job. I am so, so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for embarking on this journey. You're doing such a good job, and whatever part and whatever stage you are in your breastfeeding journey, just know that you are doing such a great job, and we are all just cheering you on and rooting you on, and you and your baby are going to have such a lovely time during this time, and later on you guys are gonna have such a beautiful bond because of this selfless act that you did for them. So again, thank you so much. My name is Brenda. You can follow me on Instagram at BrendaXDaniela. You can like, comment, subscribe in this video, and I thank you guys so, so much for sticking around, watching to the end of this video. I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.